Hello and welcome back to Listen to This, a podcast about music, for music, and everything in between. I'm Danny.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're talking about festival season.
Golly, this episode feels lacking. It's almost like there's one less voice. Oh, wait. Festival season. Don't even get me started on that. This whole... you and I are very... if it's accurate to say, privileged people in that we live in the city where one of, if not the largest music festival happens.
Guess who's coming to the next music festival, or to the next summer fest?
Who?
Halsey. She just released...
Doesn't she have a new kid or something? Why is she boring?
I'm so excited. Well, I don't think she really toured that much for Manic when that came out.
I know. I was just trying to be the bad guy to you.
Never. I'm so excited. Oh my God, what if she brings him with? I'm just so happy that she's coming to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like, because usually, especially with big tours, people they're starting to pass over Milwaukee and just go straight to Chicago. And I'm like, Chicago's fun and all, and it's really not that far from where we live. But, like, it's just nice when I can walk to the venue.
Yeah. I definitely have noticed a paradigm shift with that. Chicago is for all the giant names now, and for, like, the up-and-coming smaller bands, they're actually preferring Madison.
Yeah,
like
which is weird.
That's happening quite a bit.
Wow.
Came out of nowhere.
Okay, so quick news. Avril Lavigne released a new single, Love It When You Hate Me, from Love Sucks. That's going to be her new album coming out February 25th. So we're going to have new Avril Lavigne soon.
And she's back to pop punk.
Yeah.
Who is it in that song with her?
Black Bear.
Black Bear, that's who it was. Yeah. I like that song.
He's kind of making his rounds again. I just love when Black Bear just kind of pops up in a song.
I've never seen him. I'm sure it's happened, but I've never seen him like headline a tour. And I only know I only know like two of his like solo albums. Otherwise, he's just one of those guys who features in everybody's things. He's like the original Bruno Mars. Bruno always featured before he became a solo thing. Yeah,
now he's in that one song, Silk Sonic, or Smoking Out the Window. Someone edited it. I don't know how.
She's making fun of my stutter, guys. Please bully her on Twitter.
No, I'm losing it finally. Someone edited the Smoking Out the Window music video, so it's just the two singers just going back and forth going, bitch. Bitch, because they say it's so crystal clear pronounced, like
so well enunciated.
Yeah, it was so funny. I'm so easily amused. Also, too, Bring Me the Horizon is teasing new demos on their Instagram and social media, and they're saying that new music is coming soon, and it's gonna sound a lot like it did when they released Die For You. So I'm really excited about that. I know a lot of people weren't really happy with Amo, because it was just kind of more experimental, metal sort of sound. And I'm just excited. I just want them to, like, come out and tour again. I'm so stoked for it.
Yeah.
And then kind of going back, I know this has been out for a while. Oh, fucking shit. What was that?
For the love of God, please keep that in the episode. Holy shit, that was incredible.
Was that a bird?
No, the wind just popped the window open and then it slammed shut. So it was just like... Here, I'll lock it. That was beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh my Lord. Okay, now that I'm definitely awake after that. Holy shit.
That adrenaline's pumping.
Oh yes. Okay. So this song has been out for a little bit, but I found it. I was looking for a Hozier song, and I can't remember what it was, but then I found Tell It to My Heart by Medusa featuring Hozier. And I really like it. It's just a poppy, snappy Hozier song, and I can't go wrong with it.
I like Medusa. They did a song with Dermot Kennedy. I want to say it was Paradise. So I'm a fan of their work and the people they associate with.
I'm a fan of that work. This one might be a little less known because I've actually found this. Part of my internship is just like helping organize CDs. So I spent like a whole day organizing a table full of CDs. And every once in a while, it was so cool. But what helped was I was going through them and I would look them up on Spotify just to see how many listeners some of them had and like kind of go through some of their songs. And one of them I found was Let Go of the Wheel by Mako. And it was so good. It's kind of like a slow burn song. and the vocals on it are just super it's like a really good indie song, and I'm surprised I haven't heard anything from him before, especially on the radio, because his voice is perfect for the radio.
Mako, didn't he also have a song in Kick-Ass?
I'm not sure. I know the CD that I found on the table was like relatively new, from like at least 3 years, I think, within the 3 years.
I don't know. I swear I know a song by Mako, but perhaps not. Perhaps not. Oh no, I'm thinking of Micah, Mika. Okay.
No, this is Mako, like the character from Legend of Korra. I'm still sticking with that bit. I don't care. Anyway.
So relatable.
So relatable. Anyway. And last but not least, I mean, we were already talking about Adele and her new music that was coming out, but one of the songs was "Oh My God," and
I love "Oh My." I was gonna talk about that.
I thought I talked about it before, but I wasn't sure. But they released a music video for it, and it was directed by Sam Brown, who also directed her "Rolling in the Deep" music video. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool seeing like how they both have matured,
the growth in both of their careers,
and telling a story, and it's so good because I think it's like one long almost camera work where there's there's not like a ton of cuts in it, if any at all, if I can remember correctly. And like all the dancers, all the stage setup, like everything is just amazing.
Hell yeah.
And Adele just of course looks like a fucking queen, like in all of her videos. Yeah, she looks like she's ready to throw down, and I love it. All right, so what have you been listening to before I start gushing about Adele for another 5 minutes?
I actually, before I get into music, I actually found a Yellow Card concert DVD from back when Ocean Avenue was released.
Oh my God.
And that was pretty cool. Like, I'll be honest, I like Yellow Card a lot, but I don't think Ryan Key is the best singer. I think he's a pretty good lyricist, but his voice it doesn't have like a power to it that I would expect from that genre, so to speak. Like Parker from Story So Far, that guy can belt out notes, but he also kind of sings.
Yeah.
But like it's so, even though like the singing wasn't great in my opinion, it matched the album perfectly. Like even on the album, I was like, he still doesn't, like, he does well in the song Ocean Avenue. If I Could Find You Now, like he hits that note kind of well, but otherwise, it almost sounds like his voice is like one little inch away from breaking or from like cracking a bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never been wildly impressed by that, except for in Yellow Card's slower songs. I love their slower songs. View from Heaven, 1 Year, 6 Months, the last song that was ever released by them before they broke up, Fields and Fences. Like those are amazing songs because they're slower. They're more. It's easy for Ryan to be in control of his voice. Kind of thing.
He doesn't have to go through a huge range in a song.
Well, and go through a huge range really quickly because of the fast-paced nature of pop punk. But anyway, are you familiar with Taylor Acorn?
I don't think so. Maybe if I heard a song from her.
She's apparently had music out for a good, I want to say like probably 3 to 5 years. But she's been getting more popular lately because of TikTok. She was featured in an Arrows in Action, I think that was the band name, Arrows in Action song, Arrows in Action, and that was good. And I've been finding some of her just like solo stuff that she's written, and it's really good. Like her song Left You Instead, it's a song like imagine if you're having a hard time imagining my heartbreak, imagine if I was leaving you instead of you leaving me, kind of thing. And then she also I like so she'll oftentimes take like alternative rock and pop punk songs and make them like slow and acoustic. Like her taking Blink-182's First Date and singing it slow and acoustically makes it a wedding song. Let's make this like last forever and ever. Let's make this last forever. It's like really, really sweet. It's like, holy shit, girl. So I've been listening to a lot of her stuff, which has been cool. There's an indie pop band from Britain called Bash! Bash! Their song In My Head is a lot of fun. Just came out in January this year, so it's still pretty damn new.
I'm not gonna lie, every time I hear it in my head, I know people.
Jason Derulo.
I know you were gonna go there, but I think of the Mayday Parade cover of it.
They covered Jason Derulo's In My Head?
Yeah,
Pop Goes Punk or something?
Yeah, it was for Pop Goes Punk.
Really? Okay.
That album was a great album.
Which one was it?
It was.
What year would that have been? 2 or 3, probably. Or what else?
2010.
2010. Which one was that?
Punk Goes Pop Volume 3.
3. It was 3. Okay.
Yeah, because you got Hot and Cold by Woe Is Me, Bad Romance with Artist versus the Poet, In My Head, Mayday Parade. Right Now with Asking Alexandria is so freaking good, because I know Akon, he has such a good, like, voice for that song, because when he hits, like, the high notes and then, like, mellows it out, it's so good. So hearing Danny Warsnop do that, like... It sounds like angels are singing. Like, I just want them, like, I want both versions to play simultaneously just so it sounds like a freaking chorus, because it's so good. They do so good.
The Ready Set has a song on there, Airplanes, I think he covered. Yeah.
Dead and Gone, Cute Is What We Aim For, Need You Now. That's a good song. Sparks the Rescue is the one who covered that. My Love with We Came as Romans. Blame It with Of Mice and Men, which... The song plus Now What We Know with the lead singer, like the allegations that came out with Austin Carlisle, that was a bad song for them to cover.
In retrospect, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you're doing sketchy things, maybe don't make a song about cover a song about doing sketchy things.
It's one of those things, though, where when the allegations come out, everyone kind of wants to be like, well, yeah, we probably should have seen that coming.
Yeah. We're like, you know, that kind of tracks.
Do you know the name Bella Porch?
Yes.
Okay, she has, like, Build a Bitch.
Yeah,
she also has the most famous TikTok.
Inferno with Urban.
Suburban. Yeah, I was going to talk about Inferno. Like, don't get me wrong. It's, like, objectively speaking, yes, it is just a pop song.
Yeah.
A minor key, so it sounds kind of dark and gritty pop song. And, like, I'm sure it's not going to change the landscape of music. But it's a really fun song. I like it
catchy.
A lot. Yeah.
The music video is really good for it too.
I think she has a nice voice, even though she has the most famous TikTok just for bobbing her head.
Yeah, I guess she was in the Navy or something too.
Like the Filipino Navy?
No,
she's Filipina.
She's Korean.
She's Filipino American.
Really? I thought she had the Korean. Maybe I was wrong with the flag she has tattooed on her arm. I thought that was Korean, but honestly, I'm not versed enough in global flags to actually be speaking.
Oh, so she was born in the Philippines and came here. And then when she was, how old did she have been? When she was 18, she joined the U.S. Navy and was there for 4 years. And then 2 years later, here she is.
Here she is.
Good for her. That's pretty cool. Wait, hold on. Has she ever... Oh.
What?
The tattoo you're thinking of is a very offensive thing to Japanese culture. She has the rising sun tattoo.
Oh, that's what it is. I knew it was, like, bad because she was getting a lot of blowback from it when when she first started TikTok, she wore, like, the baggy clothes so they covered her tattoos.
Right.
And then someone saw it and, like, freaked out. And I remember that was, like, the first thing that kind of... like brought her to my attention was there was people freaking out over a tattoo.
Yeah, just because it brings up bad memories of pre-World War II Japan.
Yeah, that's
everything shit that happened there. Anyway, but yeah, so Inferno I like a lot. Also, there's this folk band called the Punch Brothers. They had an album come out very recently, just in January, and they cover the song "The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald."
Ooh,
if you know that song.
I don't know the song, but I know the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I mean it's very near and dear to us. Like having this band, a very talented folk band, sing about how they're trying to sail to Whitefish Bay. It's like, oh, I live near that place.
I know where that place is.
They do an amazing cover. They also have a couple other songs from their Ahoy EP I like a lot. But do you know the name Bailey Baum? Because I don't want to start talking about these people like an idiot, because they've been around for years, but I'm like, I've never heard of them before.
Bailey Baum?
Baum. B-A-U-M.
Okay, for the split second when you first said it, I thought you said bong, and I was like, what a name! I love it. But no, I have not heard of them.
That was me getting high, Danny. Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and it's a very very low key pop synth cover of it.
Yeah.
It's think I can say it's my favorite cover of it. I have to get more used to it though, because it'll definitely be competing with Haley Reinhart.
Yeah, it's fair.
Also Del the Funky Homo Sapien, just because that dude, in my opinion, should be considered one of the goats of rap, but he never will be, and that makes me sad.
And that makes me sad.
You probably know him from Clint Eastwood by Gorillaz.
Yeah.
He does the rapping for that stuff,
Oh.
and then his solo stuff, Mr. Dabalina. That's such a fun song. Anyway, metal stuff. Have you? This is gonna be weird if the answer is no.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the band Eskimo Callboy?
Yes!
Okay.
I know their song Hypa Hypa and MC Thunder.
I have their song Pitch Bleeze.
I love those guys.
Like it's one of those songs that like it's obviously you know them. They have two very different genres. They have metal hard rock during the verses, then like an auto-tune poppy synth
Yeah, like a
vocal
synthy
chorus.
80s
80s
kind of vibe.
chorus, and it's like this is weird, but I can party with this.
It's the perfect blend because I think my dad actually showed me Hypa Hypa.
I all this is coming back. We talked about this on the podcast
Yeah.
like 2 seasons ago. I'm like, holy shit, you do know them. You showed me the music video. Oh my god.
So it would be weird if I said no to you asking that.
Then someone who's like a scholar and listen to this is like, fake!
You don't know what's going on. The plot twist, I never know what's going on.
That's my secret cap. Oh, also, just because I want to mention them, do you know the Veronicas?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, their song Take Me on the Floor. I like that one a lot.
Ooh, that one, I knew that because of Untouched. Or I know them because of Untouched, which was like every goth, emo, rising song in middle school. Mm. And then, yeah, that song I did find. I don't know how I feel about it, though, because, like, the thing about their voice is that I don't want to say it's squeaky or whiny, but it does kind of have a higher pitch to it.
Definitely.
So, especially in the chorus, when they're both hitting that one note, sometimes I'm like, ugh.
In Take Me on the Floor? Or in
Take Me on the Floor.
Da 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 da. Hell yeah. I've walked around where I work screaming that for like a day straight.
That song is kind of like the sister song to Paramore's Crush song.
Why do you say that?
Just kind of like the way both of the songs are set up and things like that. Like, obviously they sound different, but if you were to play them like one right after the other, you'd be like, oh, I could see kind of where this era was at this time.
Oh, okay, yeah, in that sense, yeah. My God, but watching the music video though, these two were I'm not sure what they're like nowadays. I only know their stuff. I only know like 5 of their songs now. They were like, I swear they were America's answer to Russia's Tattoo. I mean, Russia, the girls were straight up like they were told, be lesbians, go be lesbians, you'll get followers that way.
Yeah.
But these girls, they're sisters, but my God, the way they were dancing, the fact that one of them was bent over, the other one was grabbing her butt right behind her, I'm like, you are not hiding anything about this, despite saying, oh, they aren't gay, because, back then that was a bad thing to be.
Yeah.
By back then, I mean like 12 years ago.
They kind of always reminded me of Goth, Ashley, and what's
Ellie and AJ?
No, the
Ashley Simpson.
Olsen twins.
Oh, Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, that's what it was. They reminded me of like the
I
Goth Olsen twins because they're both like super skinny. They have like perfect like structure, and then you have one instead where they're like tan, blonde, cutesy, and then you have like the dark eye makeup, the black hair.
The two sides of that coin there.
What twins can be.
Indeed. Anyway, previously I'd mentioned how I got a whole bunch of albums from a store and I was looking forward to the 2 of them. And like the Nil Lara album, fucking gold. The Strange Trails album, I already had it digitally, but I got it physically. Still fucking gold. And then the Modest Mouse one, their first album they ever released, fucking silver. Modest Mouse definitely got better as they went on.
Silver. Like, hey, it's still second place. They're still placing.
Yeah, exactly. They're still on that stand. Anyway, real quick before we jump into the actual topic, because we've been rambling for a little while.
No, not us.
Never. Have you ever heard of the band We Are Scientists?
That sounds familiar.
What day of the week is it right now? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
I'm seeing them in a week.
Ooh.
They're playing at The Collectivo on Farwell. In the
Oh,
back room.
really?
Yeah, there's some small band no one's heard of except for Zach because he's a hipster.
I love it.
And so he's like, "Hey, do you want to go? The tickets are $18." I'm like, "For $18? Shit, why not?"
Yeah, and you get to support a local band.
Yeah, and local business.
We went to go see Avatar play at the Rave on the 20th, and that was a lot of fun.
You were at that show?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't, but I had friends who were.
Yeah, it was awesome. They had, was it Magic Sword open? Never heard of them before. Didn't know what to expect. Fucking loved it. They're just a bunch of nerds who can jam out, and
That's what's up.
like none of them sing, so it's all just jamming the entire
Just
time.
instrumentals.
But it just like they were so good at it. You could kind of tell where they were in the story with each song, and it was so good.
That's awesome.
And they had they kind of reminded me of what's their fucking name? The DJs with the helmets.
Daft Punk?
Daft Punk, because they had like a half helmet on and then a neon strip across their eyes, so you couldn't see their faces either, and each one of them glowed a different color, which they were all the primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. And then every once in a while the keyboardist would like pull up this giant sword that glows in the dark.
Hell yeah.
Like, oh my, they're all wearing cloaks and shit.
That sounds awesome.
They were so great.
That cyberpunk Tron aesthetic.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Hell yeah.
But then, of course, Avatar was amazing. I accidentally did the thing, though, in my head where they played this one song called Colossus. First time I ever heard that song. Loved it. It was so cool. Apparently, they did the same thing on stage that they did in the music video, where they lined up with the singer kind of being at, like, the apex of, like, this triangle. So they're, like, facing the crowd.
Yeah.
And they would, like, all of them just stared off in their directions. No one faced forward except for the singer. So it was super cool. And, like, I did a thing in my head where I then compared it to, for some reason, Colossus from Attack on Titan. And now I can't unwind that.
What?
I don't, if you hear the song and you hear, like, because it's like a drum, like a march beat almost, like a really heavy, like, march beat.
Okay.
And it kind of, if I don't know why my brain did this, but it was just kind of like, it fucking reminded me of a scene from Attack on Titan with the Colossus Titan, and I was like, I hate my life, because now I'm never going to be able to pull those two things apart, and I hate it. But it was such a good show. They always do so well. At first, too, so they are from Sweden.
Ooh.
And most of the time I can't hear the singer's accent, because when he has his stage persona on, he, like, loses his accent. But you could tell as he was getting either, like, more and more comfortable or, like, more and more tired, his accent started slipping out more and more. And then by the end of it, he was just hardcore, just Swedish accent. And you're like, what are you saying?
Hey, he's being himself.
It was so cool. One of their last songs, they had a rainbow background with bubbles, and then you have these scary, like, emo-looking clowns just, like, on stage. Because with their makeup, they all had red shirts and, like, some sort of black either pants or overalls. And then they're dark, heavy makeup that they usually have. And they all have, like, two of them have jet black hair. One of them has blonde dreads, and the other one has long blonde hair. Also, I need to know what shampoo they use, because their hair is fucking amazing.
It's glorious.
It's so good. Like, oh, I love it. But, like, yeah.
Sounds like some ICP stuff there.
They were so good. I kept sending Snapchats to my mom, like, tell Dad where I am, because my dad loves them. I'm
Really?
Like, yeah. I'm like, tell Dad where I am, because I've seen him twice now. But yeah, no. That, and we saw Johnny's band on Saturday, too. That next Saturday. So we had a really fun musical week.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Right before we got sick.
I wonder how it happened.
Yeah, gee. It could have been either or, to be honest with you.
Festival sickness, con sickness. You just kind of get used to it and move on.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So, speaking of festival sickness, we're talking about festivals and what's supposed to go on this year. We don't know if it's actually going to happen or if COVID's going to continue to fuck over everything we hold near and dear to our hearts. Yeah.
I'm just I'll just start with like broader things like when it comes to festivals, I'm not the most savvy with them because I've only been to a small handful. Like I've only been to Summerfest like 5-6 times maybe, 5-6 years, like multiple
Yeah.
days on that year, and then we've been to Riot Fest. I've been to Punk Fest.
Then there's Lollapalooza in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Chicago.
I wish I had gone last year. That would have been so amazing. I could have seen like Dermot Kennedy, Angels and Airwaves, and Modest Mouse all in the same day, and I didn't. What the hell's wrong with me?
The only bad thing that I think about that is like you have Summerfest where there's multiple stages, there's places to go that kind of thins the crowd out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have Lollapalooza, it's just like almost like I think there's like 1 or 2 stages, but they're like right next to each other. So you can't really ever escape the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to hope you get a good enough spot to either hear the music or see the stage. And
Right.
that's kind of what turns me off on Lollapalooza. Because I'm like, I can deal with people if I can see what I'm there for. If I can't see what I'm there for, then why am I surrounded by all these people?
Understandable.
Especially now.
Yeah, now it is. No, that's totally understandable. I've actually found, because so many people have preferences, like they prefer big outdoor festivals. They prefer like certain indoor shows kind of thing. And I have found that I sincerely, I'm just like a puppy who's easy to please. I'm like, there's a lot of music going on. Okay, cool, I'll be there. I don't really care what the qualifiers are, because like Punk Fest was in one bar. They had one main stage when you walked in, and it was just in, not River West, I think it was St. Francis. They had one big stage when you walked in, a small side stage, and then on their patio, a small acoustic stage. Aww. So they had like 3 different acts going on at any given time kind of thing, but they were all really cool. And
yeah,
it was, I mean, I'm not too much into modern punk, because to me it's very thrashy. Which can just be noise at a certain point.
Yeah.
But that being said, everybody there was so cool. The bands were all nice and supporting each other and stuff, and like the crowd was fun. The mosh pits were, it's weird to say, but the mosh pits were respectful. It was a good time.
That's how you know it's a good mosh pit.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, everything else I've done has been outside. Like Riot Fest, I think had like too much space in my opinion. Like they probably could have fit one more stage somewhere. I mean,
yeah.
They had enough bands or whatever. And then the big boy, Summerfest.
The big boy. I've been to Sonic Boom. I think that was the like most fun setup that they had, where it was outside. It was at the old airport in Janesville.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know like what happened there, where they were just like, hey, like, can we just use the ground for 2 days? And they were like, yeah.
Sure.
So there was 2 stages side by side, and they split the field down the middle with the barriers, but then all of the booths and sponsors and bands and stuff made a circle with like around the stages with it. So it
Very
kind of
cool.
like had everybody like inside an area.
Okay.
But it was wide enough where like everybody had their own space, and like
room.
yeah, and no matter where you were, you could always see the stage, which was really nice, because I know for Falling in Reverse I was really far back for one, and same with We Are Harlot. But for Starset and Papa Roach, oh, I got so close to the front for Papa Roach. The only thing that sucked was when Bring Me the Horizon played, because that was the first time where I got squished.
Wow.
And I did not like that. And so I got out of that, and I was really disappointed. And that was the first time I saw A Day to Remember, because they played right after them.
Hell yeah.
And that was super fun. Yeah. So that's, I'm like, it has its like give and takes,
Ups and
but
downs.
yeah.
And you've also been to Warped Tour.
Oh, I love Warped Tour. For those who maybe aren't familiar, Warped Tour happens on the same grounds as Summerfest. They just I didn't realize how fucking huge that park is. But it just kind of hit me how big those Summerfest grounds actually are. Like, they're massive.
Yeah, what are they actually called? The Henry Mayer Park?
They used to be. They changed the name of it, but I can't remember what they changed it to. They changed that when I was in high school.
Really? Because there's still signs on the south side that will say Henry Mayer.
It got changed to something else, and now it's probably like AmFam Park or...
Fucking that AmFam clam. They finally took down the Miller Park sign. This is a baseball topic, by the way, for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm just so mad. It's always going to be Miller Park. They can't. And also, too, everybody's like, oh, well, what's the deal? Like, First off, AmFam is there's an AmFam stage, an AmFam
This is American Family Insurance, by the way.
yeah, pavilion, I think, in Summerfest, and then you have AmFam Park. So when someone's like, "Oh, go to the AmFam section," I'm like, "Where am I going across this? Like, where? What one do I go to?" There's like all kinds because they're not creative in naming their properties anymore.
No, all they want is make sure our brand is on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that can be said for Miller Park too, though, because Miller wanted there.
Yeah, but it's Miller Park, and we're the Brewers.
The Brewers, yeah. There's beer. Everything about that team is beer. Why is
and sausages?
Why is there insurance now?
You can't get any more German than sausage and beer. Like, come on.
What the heck? I don't know why I just censored myself. I've never
I know.
done that
I keep
before on this
censoring
show.
myself too.
Maybe we're just going back to when we were young.
Oh my god, I
That
hate
was my amazing segue to this shit show that's coming up in October.
I'm so mad. It was only supposed to be one day. So, when we were young it started out as a 1 day packed Astro World-esque 1 day festival. And it had My Chemical Romance, Paramore, pretty much anyone we have ever mentioned ever on this podcast, to be fair.
And like I was amazed at how many names I didn't recognize. Like I'm seeing old names like, hey, Dashboard Confessional is back, Alkaline Trio, Dance Gavin Dance, We the Kings. But who the hell is Car Seat Headrest?
And I'm like, oh my, I looked to it, I'm like, they have I Prevail, Palais Royale, they got Bring Me the Horizon, they have like
Manchester Orchestra, they have Jaden. They've got the Wonder Years, which I would be really stoked to see. They have Our Boys 303.
yes!
Jimmy Eat World. Avril will be there.
Of course.
4 Years Strong. Like, so many names. I'm like, Neck Deep, Ice Nine Kills. The story so far. This poster alone, when I first saw it, before I knew anything about this festival, I thought, yeah, that would be my dream festival. That'd be really cool. Then sometimes it's happening, and I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Even now, I'm just like, this is not actually going to happen the way they're presenting it.
No, there's no way it can.
Way too skeptical towards it.
There's just too many bands, and I don't know how they're going to do the stages, and that's why I'm like, I literally, I was ready to go. I'm like, I'm going to put the money down. I'm doing this. I don't give a shit. And then I really started thinking about it, and I'm like,
Can I?
that would, and A Day to Remember. Like,
yeah, ADTR.
That would be such a chaotic thing. Unless you get there like the day before, you're not going to see any of the stages. It's just going to be a crowd of people. They started adding, so they added day 2, and then that sold out almost, 3 days later. Then they added a day 3, and that sold out about 2 days later. So I don't know. At this point, they're probably going to add like 2 more days and make it like a 5-day festival run, because
which it should be. If they actually want to try to make this happen, it should be that. It should be a multi-day thing, because right now, like, everyone who likes this style of music probably likes over 50% of these bands, and they're going to start missing out on people and say, well, why is My Chemical Romance playing at the same time as Avril Lavigne?
Yeah.
Like, now I can't see the people I came here to see, kind of thing. But that is before we even... So those logistics are kind of bonkers, if you will. But the fact that a handful of these bands have said, we were never once asked to play in this festival, our name just appeared on this poster. Ooh. What? Like, I can only think of 3, given that there's like 30 bands on here.
Yeah.
3 isn't the biggest deal in the world, but there are too many red flags for me to care. And the fact that this is Live Nation, who also did Astro World, and there's that nightmare, I just really feel like this is going to be another Fire Festival.
Yeah. But this time, too, they're going to go back to blaming, like, the genre, because at first they were like, oh, it's because of rap and how Travis Scott was being irresponsible. But now I'm like, now they're just going to size it up. If something bad happens, it's not going to be Live Nation or whoever's fault. It's going to be like, oh, well, you know, it's just this genre of music. Like, of course something was going to happen. I'm waiting for it.
I can also see them, like, crossing their fingers and hoping some new variant of COVID comes out.
Like, yeah, but then they'd have to do the refunds, right?
Why?
That's true.
I mean, for good faith, for like to be fair to the customers, yeah, but why would they have to?
That's true.
I am sure. No, I can't say this for certain. So everything I'm about to say right here is just speculative. There has got to be some non-refundable clause where it's like 30 days before the festival you can't get a refund, and on day 29 before the festival they call it off or something.
Yeah.
I am so damn skeptical. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm being very, very honest and sincere when I say I would love to be wrong about it.
Oh, yeah.
I would like this to go off without a hitch. I will hate myself for not having gone, but like this would be incredible. Like this is. I was gonna say this is what my genre has been for years, but no, it was my genre from like ages 8 to 15, then 21 to present.
Yeah, that little gap
I
year.
got really into like Owl City for a bit.
Only Owl City for like
For,
that
like, 6
span
years.
of time. Only him.
But no, like I definitely got into more of an electronica, not EDM phase. But yeah, no, like so much of this, like I still remember the first time I heard A Day to Remember. I still remember the first time I heard Paramore.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time I heard My Chemical Romance and Jimmy Eat World. I don't.
AFI. I love AFI.
AFI I first heard because of Smallville. Yeah.
I stumbled upon that band so much without knowing who I was stumbling on.
Yeah.
Every time. I swear to God, I refound Miss Murder like 3 times before I started like, oh, I know that.
I know that one. I will die on this hill. Unpopular opinion time. Miss Murder is the best song you can play on Guitar Hero 3.
Wow, you're really trying to make people mad.
All American Rejects. Like, holy shit. What have they been up to lately?
I know.
There was someone else on here that was going to blow my mind. Silverstein.
Yeah.
Story of the Year. I don't really care. I have nothing against them. Anberlin. Anberlin, I thought, broke up. Are they still together?
I'm not sure. And then you have like Paris too.
The Ready Set.
Oh, the Ready Set. That brings back some memories.
Love like whoa. My mother was like, this song is so stupid. Love like whoa. It's like, no, it's whoa, like WOE. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I want this to work out, but I'm also bitter because like they basically took what was so cool about Warped Tour and these bands and then threw it into like one day where you have to spend at least $500 to go to this.
Right, like I admit, if I was more confident and I had the opportunity to go, I probably would spend the $200-300.
Oh yeah.
Now, not the price tag nowadays, I wouldn't, because even though there's a lot of skepticism around it, people are. I mean, honestly, it will, for better or for worse, it will be a status symbol to have been here.
Oh yeah.
Whether it goes off terribly, you can say, yeah, I was there when the shit show started, or whether it goes off flawlessly and you see all these bands and you can brag about that, it is going to be a talking point. The end of October is going to be scary for 2 reasons. Halloween, and we don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I don't get me wrong, though. I'm speaking so passionately about it because despite my skepticism and jealousy, definite jealousy.
Oh yeah, same.
I am
bitter.
just fascinated by this, like this whole predicament. Like I don't get this kind of drama in the stuff I like in my world. Like the biggest drama I get is Nintendo raised their prices. Like that isn't anything cool and exciting. But now I'm like part of it. I'm watching and being like, okay.
I know. I just want to know how it got. I mean, they got My Chemical Romance. To headline.
That part doesn't surprise me because pre-COVID they were gonna go do their reunion tour in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, it's in Vegas too. Like even if that festival sucks or whatever, you still have Vegas.
Yeah, you still get to go, or like you get to go to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum.
Yeah. What more could you ask for?
What more could you want?
But also because it's Vegas, there's a very high possibility that before or after the show, you will see people from bands somewhere around. Given how many there are.
Oh my god, yeah.
Can you imagine being in Caesar's Palace and Gerard Way walks by?
My god.
Obviously, I don't think the show is near the Strip at all. But I just mean like there's the possibility.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That wasn't a good segue for anything we were just saying, but I wanted to throw that out.
You just wanted to say it.
I just wanted to say it. I wanted to feel cool.
Also, some of the other festivals.
Oh yeah, there's other stuff in the world.
I know there's other stuff. I mean, to be fair, I've been focusing so much on this. Like, I don't know if Coachella's happening this year.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't, like, I saw, like, a fake flyer out for it, and someone's like, oh, that's not it. And then I just kind of didn't care because, you know. And then I was just like, all right, whatever. I would never be able to afford and or want to go to that anyway. So.
Yeah, I've never been, like, impressed by Coachella at all. I have nothing against it either. I just know it's like a rich bougie thing. Like,
yeah.
For that's the kind of place where anybody who labels themselves an influencer goes to.
Oh yeah. Ugh. But then we have So What Music Festival in Texas.
Ooh, what's that one?
That one is the other one. So I Prevail, Parkway Drive. Ooh, Parkway Drive. The Ghost Inside. You got a lot of, I think I posted this too on our page, but Sleeping with Sirens, ooh, Crown the Empire, Suicide Silence, the Black Dahlia Murder, like a ton of that. The first day, the second day is Black Bear, Simple Plan, Sum 41, 303, Grandson, The Main, Nothing Nowhere.
Against the Current, Nothing Nowhere. Yeah, dude, his newest album was really cool. Bill Murray
Set It Off.
Bill Murray, the band, not the actor.
You guys, just how you said that for a second. Bill Murray?
No, I love Bill Murray, the band, though. Heart Attack Man. My God, I'm becoming really hipster because I'm starting to like the smaller bands. Don't get me wrong, Sting Simple Plan and Sum 41, 303. I'm there for it. Holy shit. Well, hey, Escape the Fate. The Word Alive. I have not heard TWA in a long time. Okay, well then the last day is more hip-hop oriented. Lil Darky is going to be there. Josiah, Snot. Trippie Red. Okay, Trippie Red kind of can go do both. Freddie Dredd? Good for him.
Good for him.
That's cool. Savage Gasp? Why the frackle ruck is Savage Gasp going to be there? I have gone on more than one tirade on Savage Gasp. Father. There's a band called Father, or an artist called Father. That's it. Wait. No, I'm thinking of Dad. Never mind. Dad, not to be confused with Father. Oh,
yeah, that one.
I would go see Flocka. That's cool.
Yeah, so that one's not too bad.
I would adore this show. If I had to prioritize any day though, it would definitely be day 2.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Who throws Third String Entertainment? Never heard of them.
Tram stamps. I love it.
Tram stamps.
And then we have Rockfest, which is in July at Caldot, Wisconsin. Caldute, Wisconsin. I don't know.
Caldute.
So that's July 14th through the 16th. So the headliners are Disturbed, The Lamb of God, day 2, Evanescence and Hailstorm, and day 3 is Shinedown and Mudvayne. So it's Evanescence, Hailstorm, The Pretty Reckless, Nothing More, Black Veil Brides, Escape the Fate, Butcher Babies. Oh my God, let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dropkick Murphys. Oh, neat.
Wait,
that's Barcelona. My bad. Say Rockfest. I can only see 2021. There we go. Okay.
I was going to say, if I'm reading off the wrong flyer, I'm literally leaving.
No, I found it.
Yeah, they got some really good ones, though.
Butcher Babies, Plague Stars, Skillet.
Oh,
Theory's playing. I could not keep up with what they call themselves, though. Theory of a Dead Man. That's still going to be our name, but we're going to go by Theory and others back to Theory of a Dead Man.
Didn't they go by Toad for a while?
Did they really?
I think so.
That's cool. I like how there's this one guy, never heard of him, but his name is Uncle Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah, this feels definitely more like a traditional rock / like gothic or slightly harder rock fest, which I mean is very fitting for the name. But I never even heard of this one. It takes place in Wisconsin.
I've heard of it a few times. Usually people camp over, because I'm pretty sure where that plays is a campground. So people just go and camp there for like the weekend and go to all the shows and then leave. It's kind of like Country Fest.
Oh, Country USA?
Country USA,
CUSA?
That's what it is. CUSA. Which, for as much as my brother has gone, he still can't tell me whatever happens there because I think he just seriously cannot remember.
It's right by Eau Claire. Very cool. Huh. That ain't too bad.
That ain't too bad.
I like festival culture. The idea that everybody's there having a good time, and then you get the people who are so passionate to go there and see a band, and then they see that one band, but then they just spend the other time just like listening to everybody else, like enjoying their time, like almost like what I enjoy doing a lot, just piggybacking off of other people's happiness. Like, I don't really care about this, but seeing you enjoy yourself, I can vibe with that kind of thing. I enjoy, and we talked about this a lot, especially recently. We've been talking about it a lot, but I really like the culture of our music. It first came up because the Machine Gun Kelly thing. Like rap is very much about feuds and you take sides kind of thing, but punk, rock, and like metal, like those three broad terms and all the subcategories that come with them, they're very inclusive. They're very happy to be around people. They're very happy to support other bands. And yeah, I'm sure there are feuds, and there are definitely like, some people disown other bands when there's allegations about them and stuff. I'm not gonna try to justify that, like, because sometimes the chummy culture can be abused.
Yeah.
But in general, I like how warm and welcome we are. I like that Gilman's was a thing. I like that we're known for, if you fall down in a mosh pit, you pick someone up.
Yeah, you don't let them hit the ground, sort of deal.
Yeah. Like I like the support we have, which is why music festivals are like the quintessential example of that. When you see bands in the crowd going to listen to other bands, just as people, as fans like you're like, I listen to this band too.
It's kind of reminds you like these guys are just people doing the stuff that they like, and that's kind of what I miss about Warped Tour too, is just like it's just the day to dress however you want, go out, listen to all of the music, spend way too much money on like all the band merch, all the merch, but then like you stumble onto bands, because that's how I found Secrets, that's how I found Palais Royale, that's how I found Knuckle Puck when
that's how I found Knuckle Puck.
Like, there's so many bands that, like, that's the first time I ever saw Bring Me the Horizon play live. And same with Black Veil Brides. And I remember my friend got me so close to the front of the stage because she knew I had a huge crush on Andy Buzak.
Of course.
Like, of course. Like, it's just stuff like that I remember. And it's just kind of like, I just want it to happen. I want Warped Tour back. For fuck's sake.
Festivals and stuff, that's how I found Kenny Hoopla. It's how I refound 303 and stuff.
Oh my god,
it's good stuff. And I am sure that other genres are good about it too. Like, there are some people who are elitist in this genre, but country for the most part, they're like, I'm not familiar with this person. And like, I admit, I'm very much the stereotype where at a certain point, a lot of the voices sound similar to me.
Oh, yeah.
But people who are passionate enough about it, they can like show differences. And they're like, well, if you like the way this guy sings, you should listen to this guy. Because you might think they're similar. And if you like that kind of thing, like, especially growing up just in where we are, like we are in Milwaukee, but Wisconsin for the most part is pretty damn country.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you grow up in a small town with nowhere but Walmart to play in.
But we're more like stadium rock country, not so much bluegrass. I mean, obviously some bluegrass, but...
the farmer country.
But like, it reached a point where like, working at a sports bar, so some of the guys just get stoked to hear Carrie Underwood sing Sunday or Monday Night Football, whichever one she sings.
That's Sunday Night Football.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on, let me find the song. So it took me so long to know that song she sings for Sunday Night Football was a cover song.
Yeah, but by the old dude, right?
No, it's by
I'm thinking of the guy who sings "Are You Ready for?"
It's a cover of Joan Jett's "I Hate Myself for Loving You." Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always been working when I've heard it, so I've never like listened really to the melody. I just know that like, hey, Carrie's on. The pretty blonde girl's walking across the screen.
There was oh my god, too. I have one more thing, but Yeah, I recognized the melody. I don't know how, if someone I knew played it when I, like, around me when I was a kid, but I remember the melody.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the football song. I'm like, that doesn't sound like what I remember, but I was just like, all right, whatever. And then it wasn't until I was going through a playlist and it had a lot of old Joan Jett on it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the songs was I hate myself for loving you. And I was like, holy shit, that's the football song.
That's the football song.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what she thinks. Like, a great, like, ballad, and here it is just now remade into a football Sunday night song. I'm so mad. But also, too, when you were like, oh, Carrie Underwood walking across the stage, I think I told you that I, binged the entirety of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
She makes like a guest appearance
Does
for
she?
no reason.
That's awesome.
I think it's the last episode of the current season. Like, she sings the opening for the karate tournament.
Dope.
I'm like, what the
Wait,
fuck?
there's a singer for the beginning of a karate tournament?
Yeah, a country singer for the beginning of a karate tournament in LA. It was so funny. I was like, what? She's muscular too. Good for her.
Yeah.
She looks like she could definitely like kick someone's ass.
Isn't she's still married to a hockey player?
I believe so.
Hell yeah. One very other cool thing. So I've always liked Carrie Underwood since I was young. That's because I had a crush on her growing up, and then
That's fair.
my mother rooted for her to win American Idol.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. But I'm not sure how old this is, but I just found this recently because it's on TikTok, so it's still pretty damn recently. She gave an interview talking about the music she likes listening to, and do you know who she name dropped?
Who?
I Prevail. She listens. She
No!
loves their album Trauma. And I Prevail duetted it on TikTok. I was like, what? Us? Like, okay, cool. Yeah, she was like, be careful. There are some non-family friendly words in the album, but I love listening to them.
Is Trauma the one where it has Burn It All Down? Because Gasoline. That's the song I'm thinking of.
Maybe because the only one of theirs I'm very familiar with is their Heart vs. Mind EP. Or is that the full album? No, Lifelines is their first album. Trauma's their second album.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was the strangest thing that this Southern country Christian mom is like, I listen to I Prevail. Like, hell
love
yeah,
it.
she does.
Trauma has...
It has-
Gasoline.
What's the other big song
That's
from
what's
that
just
album?
Burn It All Down. They have like DOA, Breaking Down, Rise Above It.
Rise Above It. No, Rise Above It. No, I'm thinking of the Seether song. Keep going. What's the one song on the album I really like?
Bow Down, Paranoid, Every Time You
It
Leave.
was Bow Down.
Hurricane, Let Me Be Sad. Low,
It was Bow Down,
Goodbye.
yeah. Okay. No, I like that so much.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she even names a specific song she really likes off the album, but it wasn't one I was familiar with, so it didn't stick in my head. But yeah, it was.
I would have laughed. She's like, yeah, it's Gasoline by I Prevail off their Trauma album. And I would have been like, holy fuck.
I mean, maybe it was. I don't remember.
Her workout is probably scary to witness.
Hey, whatever gets you pumped. Like,
Yeah.
Like I will tease for music, but like I said, I try not to literally look down on someone. So
I love her. And Kelly Clarkson, they were both like the greatest things to come out of American Idol.
absolutely, I was a big fan of Clay Aiken's first album, but no, Kelly and Carrie are definitely the two biggest names, the most relevant names. I mean, as Milwaukeeans, we should also Danny Goki, but
Who?
Danny Goki, he made it to like round 5. He was one of the top finalists from I think like the Taylor Hicks season or the not Dane Cook. David Cook. So Dane Cook was not an American Idol. Yeah, Danny Goki? You don't know Danny Goki? He's still kind of famous.
He's still kind of famous.
I mean, he didn't win, so he isn't like mind blowing, but it's
I think
still
the
a big
most
deal.
mind blowing thing I've ever had happen to me was when I was outside a
He's third place.
restaurant after working, and the chef from Hell's Kitchen walked by. And I was like, holy fuck. Also, another person I can recognize by their tattoos.
Really?
So, Danny Worsnop and the guy from Hell's Kitchen are the two people whose tattoos I can look at and be like, I know who you are.
Kind of weird, but all right.
Kind of weird, yeah.
But Danny Goki, he was third place. Chris Allen won. Adam Lambert came in second.
Oh, that's it. That's probably why, because I remember Adam Lambert.
I mean, he didn't even win, but he was still the biggest name from that season.
Yeah.
Although I do like Chris Allen's cover of "Live Like We're Dying."
Ooh, I know what song I like. I think I have that saved on my Spotify because I love that one.
I thought it was an original, but it's actually a cover of a B-side off of an early The Script album. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like that.
Leave it to the script.
I like The Script. Their songs, they're one of those bands where the best songs are never the singles.
Oh yeah.
You always have to listen to the rest of the album to find the gold.
It always is funny to me because script is to train what the Fray is to One Republic.
I don't know why, but that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to figure out why, but I'll be like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that works. Everyone else is gonna be like, whoa, whoa.
Watch somebody agree though.
Yeah, or be like, I don't understand what you mean. I'm like, I can't explain it anywhere beyond
you honestly,
just that.
It's kind of like that same vibe, and I don't agree with this one because I think it's a little weird. But when someone says Colgate toothpaste has the same vibe as someone named Michael. I'm like, I don't quite get that one. I get like the comparison, like the mindset you're in, but that specific example, I don't agree with.
That is awesome. Holy shit. There's so many people I want to tag in this episode now.
Well, it's just like I can't say why, but this Colgate toothpaste gives off the same energy as guys named Michael.
I love it. Does Mike count in that too, or is it just Michael?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But the point is, I will be regularly talking about when we were young, just watching it, because it fascinates me so much.
For some reason, the song that popped into my head was "Coming to LA" by Don Bronco, even though I know it's the other coast.
Yeah, the exact opposite side of the country. You're thinking southwest. I'm going northeast.
Yeah. Hey, if you're doing that, I highly recommend you watch a show called Haven because it's about the northeast. Actually, it takes place in Maine.
So many people are like, Maine. Yeah, a lot of movies. They always pause. A lot of movies take place in Maine. I'm like, you're avoiding saying Stephen King, aren't you? They're like, yeah, I just didn't want to bring it up.
Haven is a thing from Stephen King too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But okay. Thank you all for listening. At the time of recording, we haven't posted the Mallory episode yet when we had our first guest on, but depending on how well that one goes over, we would like to have more guests in the future.
Yes.
Sorry, we were at measure 1985, and my Bowling for Soup popped in my head with 1985. 1985.
I'm keeping that out for shit.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for listening. Follow us on Facebook. We technically have an Instagram.
We technically have an Instagram.
And yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.